You see like a little box. Little Sally Ann in the box. You recording?
Don't
It's
look at the
recording.
box.
So we'll begin lying down. You don't really need any props unless you like a block handy. And I've got you here on my laptop so I can see you a little bit better.
Okay.
So if you come to lie on your back and place the feet onto the floor, Sally Ann. That's it. And rest your hands onto the lower belly so you can bring your thumb and your index finger to touch. So you're making a downward pointing triangle, and then let your elbows rest on the floor. And lightly tuck your chin in just to encourage the back of the neck to lengthen. And then notice if your shoulders are holding a pattern, and see if you can let the shoulders and the shoulder blades melt onto the mat underneath you. And then as and when you're ready, draw in a full breath in through the nose, nice and slow. And then an exhale through the mouth, feeling the navel kind of organically sink down towards the floor. And you can do that maybe 1 or 2 more times. So allowing the belly to gently rise without force as you inhale. And then the navel drops down again without any tension, just noticing the movement of the breath underneath your palms. And then from here, really feel your feet in the floor. So press the feet down, so you might feel the legs start to engage a bit. And then begin to rock your pelvis. So tuck the tail under so the lower back comes to the mat. And then rock your pelvis forward so you feel the front of the pubic bone spilling forward, and you're creating an arch in the lower back. So you do that a couple of times, Sally, in your own time. All the while, keep that firm, planted contact with the feet and the mat as you explore your tilting of the pelvis, especially when you tuck under, maybe even squeeze the bottom a little bit. Kind of exaggerate the squeezing of the glutes as you tuck the tail under. And then come to neutral. And then from here, we'll kind of move up and down in bridge. And bring your hands down by your sides. That's it. And then press the feet into the floor. As you exhale, slowly curl up. And then bring the arms over the head, coming into a bridge. And avoid popping the ribs out. So feel that the rib cage is heavy. And then when you're ready, slowly curl down and release the arms down by the side. So you're kind of coordinating that. So the breath we'll play with today. Let's go for an exhale to roll all the way up. And then when you come into your bridge pose, pause and take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, curl one vertebrae at a time all the way back down to the start position. So you're using the exhale breaths to initiate the movement. And the inhale is when you pause at the top. And I'll have a look at you. Lovely. Little squeeze of your bum. That's good. Slowly exhale, roll all the way down. And release the hands down by the sides. Then pause here, really nice. Let's bring the arms out to the side. Have you got room? Yeah? Yeah. And then just bring one hand to the belly. So we'll work a little bit into the abdominals. So when we lift and lower the legs, we don't want to pop the tummy up. We want to see if we can keep the navel sinking. So take a breath in through the nose and then exhale. Draw the navel towards the spine and float the right knee on top of the right hip, and the shin comes parallel to the floor or the ceiling. And notice if you're popping your tummy out, and see if you can find that sort of flattening and widening of the abdominals. And then slowly bring the right foot down. Take an inhale at the bottom and then repeat on the other side. So exhale, use the exhale breath to lift the left knee on top of the hip and have the shin parallel. Pause and breathe naturally as best you can. And observe what you're doing in your abdominals, and then slowly lower down. And then this time, if all is well there, Sally-Ann, as you exhale, float the right knee and then the left knee up. So you're coming into the two legs floating. And pause here. And once again, notice if the navel is popping up wildly and see if you can flatten as you exhale. Good. And then slowly lower right foot down, left foot down. Take an inhale at the bottom, release the navel. Exhale. Feel the belly drawing in and up as you float the left leg up and the right leg up. Pause here. Yeah. Knees directly on top of the hips, so that adds a bit more challenge. And then when you're ready, left foot down, right foot down. Really nice. And then let's bring both knees into the chest. Yeah, squeeze the thighs in and gently rock from side to side. And maybe even let your head move in opposite direction to the knees, kind of like you're trailing the head and the neck behind. It's quite nice. And then let's go into a twist. So roll you over to the right. Yeah, and then open the arms out to the side. Have you got room enough to do that? Yes, good. Lovely. And then look over to the left hand. And then let's lift the left hand up to the ceiling and look at your hand as it moves. And bring your left hand to meet the right palm. Yeah, good. And then bring your left hand, draw it up, sweep it up the forearm, the elbow, the inner arm, all the way across the chest. So you're touching your body as you come back into your twist. So inhale, sweep the left arm up to the ceiling and touch the palms together. That's it. And then exhale. Drag the hand along the arm and all the way out to the side. Let's do that one more time. So inhale, reach the arm up. Let the eyes follow the hand. And then exhale, sweep the arm along the body and come back into your twist. And then look up to the ceiling and let's flip the palms down to the floor. Press the hands down, take a deep breath in, then exhale, lift your knees up through center so you can press into the floor and then roll all the way over to the other side into the twist. You can move your hips back a little bit if you need. Oh. And then turn the palms skyward. Inhale, sweep the right hand up and touch the left palm. And then exhale, glide the hand along the left arm across the chest and out to the side. And you follow the gaze on the hand and you do that twice more. Reaching and exhale, rolling back into your twist. One more time. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, rolling back into your twist. See if you can get the shoulder blades to meet the floor. Turn the palms down, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, squeeze through the inner thighs as you bring the knees through center. Good. And then come back into that tight little ball. Good. And then let's take one rock up to seated. You can bring your hands behind your knees. Whee! Lovely. And then I'll face you. So let's bring the right shin in front of the left. I don't know if I'm mirroring. So I've got my mirroring. Is this right to you, Sally?
Do you know what? No, hang on. No, that is right.
That's right. So I'm mirroring you. Okay.
Think about that then.
So
A long day.
Right in front of the left. And then from here, bring your left hand onto just on the chest, on the opposite chest, and then lift up your right hand. Just let the elbow be soft. And then make circles with the with the shoulder, sorry. So see if you can keep the arm pretty still. And roll out through the shoulder joint. And you might go backwards a few times and then forwards a few times. So see if you can get all the movement coming from the shoulder itself rather than the forearm or the elbow. And soon there might be a little bit of heat coming your way. And then come through center, so come back to stillness. And then bring the left hand to the floor and keep the palm facing forward and tip over. And sink the hips to the mat or the bum to the mat. Take a deep breath in and exhale, squeeze the elbow down towards the ribs. And use a bit of resistance. So you're feeling the shoulder blades slide down, and then inhale, rebound the arm up and over. Just do it twice more. Exhale, squeeze, mindful that the belly isn't popping forward too much. Inhale, rebound. Last time, exhale, really nice, shoulders off the ears. Inhale, release. Good, and then use the elbow to pick yourself up. And then sweep, let's take the arm out to the side. Turn the palm backwards, you feel the shoulder move forward. And then we'll come into a cow face. So we'll take it slow. So the hand comes behind the back. And then from here, make it turn the palm up in your left hand. We'll do a little dance in this hand, Sally-Ann. So turn so we'll call the pinky edge, the blade of the hand, and moves towards the navel, and the elbow goes out to the side. And then you roll the wrist so the fingertips move towards you, out to the side, and then back of the hand over the head. Woo!
Ooh, nice.
That's twice more. So roll the fingers in, out, and all the way around. So just getting a bit of movement in that shoulder and the wrist. This time, so it's like a little flirtation. This time, see if you can find your fingertips behind the back. Yeah. How's that doing? Okay.
Oh, good.
Feel the lower back lengthen. So try not to. I've just noticed I'm really sticking my rib cage forward. So lengthen the lower back and melt the ribs a little bit. And then feel the bottom elbow descend and the top elbow rise up. And then from here, imagine that you've got ink on the top elbow and you want to make circles on the ceiling. And I don't mind whether you go clockwise first or anti-clockwise. See if you can keep your hips still. So it's more like the thoracic, the rib cage is moving. You're sliding the rib cage on top of the pelvis, and then you can try the other way. Yeah, lovely. Get some juice going in the upper back. And then coming center, feel the crown grow long or tall, and then slowly release. Ooh, that's strong on that shoulder. And then bring the feet to the floor, and I'll go profile again. You stay as you are, and then interlace the hands and release the index finger. Yeah, keep the feet grounded. Take a deep breath in and raise up through the crown, and exhale, curl the tail under and come a third or halfway back, however you feel comfortable. And then use your inhale to rise back up. And then point over to the right, so in a twist. And again, exhale, spill the pelvis back as you roll back. And then inhale, feel the pelvis roll forward, and that's the thing that lifts you up. And then go all the way over to the left, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, roll, twist, feet grounded. Inhale, come back center. And then release, and we'll go straight to the left, and we'll do that again when we get there. Yeah. Lovely. And then take the opposite hand to the shoulder. So we've got the left hand up. And again, making those big circles and being as articulate as you can, Sally-Ann, whilst keeping the elbow and the wrist semi-still. So you're trying to initiate most of the movement from the shoulder joint. You can try the other way. Ugh. And you might get some lovely pops and cracks if you're lucky.
So many.
And then come center, turn the palm forward, hand to the mat. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, come over. And we'll do those 3 lat pulls. So exhale, elbow drags down, and feel the wings behind you kind of fold into the mid-back. And then inhale, release. Lovely. Exhale. So you can keep the neck long, Sally-Ann. A little bit of space between that bottom ear. Inhale. Last time. Exhale, squeeze. So create a bit of resistance as you move the elbow down. Inhale, release. And then push into the underneath hand to help you come all the way up. And then turn the palm backwards, thumb down. So you feel the shoulder move forward a little bit, and then feed the hand behind you. And this side always feels a bit awkward for me, because I'm now on my left, but this is probably your right hand, I'm thinking. So the pinky finger moves towards you, elbow goes out. roll the wrist, and then you do a kind of circle over the head, palm facing up, back of the hand down. And maybe do that twice more. Yeah. You can have a little fun with it. Kind of let the rib cage move and dance a little bit. So it's quite nice to get that part of the body unstuck. And then coming to find the hands. Yeah. Re-establish the rib cage, kind of nestling back in slightly. And then put that ink on the top elbow and start making your circles on the ceiling. So again, the pelvis, the bowl of the pelvis is pretty still, and most of the movement we're aiming around the rib cage. You can try the other way, circle out through the ribs the other way. That's it, good. And then coming center, take a moment here to feel the elbows move in opposition and really lift up through the crown. And then slowly release and do whatever you need to do because that's quite strong on the shoulder. And then come back, feet to the floor. Take the interlace and release the fingers, the index fingers. This time, exhale, we'll go through the center again. So roll the pelvis. Inhale, come up, and then we'll go to the left. So as you exhale, roll in the twist, keeping the feet grounded. Lovely. Inhale, come up, and then moving all over to the right. Exhale. Good. Inhale, coming up, and then slowly release. And let's come into all fours. Quite a lot of floor work today,
Yeah.
Good old bit of floor work. So tabletop. So from here, bring your right hand out to the side, and it's about shoulder height. And we'll move through some dynamic twists. So exhale, feed the right arm underneath, bend the left elbow, but hover the right ear. So don't touch down. And then push into the left hand. As you inhale, come all the way back up, arm floats out to the side. Let's do that twice more, Sally-Ann. So exhale, roll and twist. Keep the tops of the feet rooted. Inhale, unravel. Yeah, lovely. So this time, let's come all the way, land in the twist. So ear touches down, and then lift up your left hand to the ceiling, and see if you can find your right hip or right thigh behind the back, and draw the left shoulder blade towards the center of the back. Full breath in, and then exhale. Let's bring the hands back to the floor. So pad the hands back into your tabletop. Yes, good. So before we do the other side, inhale, let's lift. So actually initiate the tilt from your sacrum. So start to inhale, lift your dogtail up and let that roll up to the chest as you inhale. Yeah, and then exhale, let's tuck the toes, begin rounding the spine and hover the knees off the floor about an inch or two in a flex spine. So you're really like an angry cat. Yes, and then release the knees. Let's do that one more time. Point the feet, inhale, send the chest forward. Yeah, and then exhale, roll the tail under, around the spine, tuck toes and lift off your knees. Yes, gorgeous. And then inhale, slowly come center. And we'll go all that on the other side. So the dynamic twist. So send the left hand out to the side, shoulder height, inhale. And then exhale, feed the hand under and hover. Good. Press the right hand firmly into the floor as you inhale, slowly come up and unravel the arm. Twice more. Exhale. See if you can keep your feet and shins parallel, not touching. Inhale. Beautiful. So this time we land. Exhale. Twist. Ear to the mat. And then the arm goes up to the sky and take the hand to the hip or the thigh behind you. And then work to roll that right shoulder blade towards the center. Full breath in. And then exhale, let's bring the hands back to the floor, coming through center. Let's just do one round of those cows with the little tuck of the toes. So inhale, float the chest up. Exhale, tuck the toes. Lift the navel up towards the spine, round the back. Yeah, let the head hang. And then slowly knees to the floor. And let's come into the child's pose. So big toes to touch. Send the bum back. And then let's release the elbows to the floor. And let the head touch down. And maybe a little wobble, wobble side to side. One more bit of floor before we come up. So looking forward, Sally-Ann, bring the forearms down. So you kind of like just prop yourself up. And I got this from another teacher. I really like it. It's like you're doing a forward stroke in swimming. So roll over to your left and send the right hand back and sweep it all the way up and forward. And then you rock over to the right forearm and then you release the left hand back and up. And we'll repeat that. And I don't mind how you like to breathe here. So it could be that you inhale as you reach the arm up and forward and exhale as you rock over to the side. There's something just quite lovely and very opening about this. With just a little hint of challenge on the shoulders. Let's do one more round. Yeah, swimming through water. So there's that little bit of drag, little bit of resistance. So it builds a bit more strength. Lovely, well done. When you're ready, come back onto all fours and we'll come into down dog. So you can bring the hands a little bit forward of the shoulders, tuck the toes under, press the hips back and up. And then when you're there, you can feel free, Sally-Ann, to pedal out through the knees and the feet if you like. Have a little wiggle, wiggle. And then find stillness. Good. And feel as if the inseam of the feet is lifting up. So the inner thighs are bright and there's a feeling of lift up through the base. Full breath in. Full breath out, and then walk the hands back to your feet and come into ragdoll just for a little moment. Bend the knees and take the elbows and have a wee rock side to side. And then bring your hands to where your sacrum is. And then press down into your sacrum just a little bit as you bend the knees. And then slowly curl up. So your hands are giving a little bit of encouragement for the pelvis to be heavy, the knees to bend as you slowly round all the way up to standing. Well done. And then release the hands down by the sides. So from here, turn your palms forward. And then roll your palms backward. And then we'll add a little bit of movement through the upper back again. So roll the palms forward and fly your chest up. And then roll your palms back and round the upper back. So you feel the shoulder blades separate behind you. Not the prettiest. And then inhale, reverse that. And then just in your own time, Sally, have a little go at moving into this flexed position, curled in, concealed position to this external, outward and lifted position. Maybe one more round, all the while with a little soft knee bend. And then slowly come up, palms out to the side. Yeah, so Centaur. And notice, like me, I'm really into my balls of my feet. So see, if you're like me, bring the weight evenly on the ball, the front and the back of the foot. So you might rock a little bit forward and back. And see if you can find, maybe with a soft bend in the knees, you're right on top of your feet. Yeah. And then let's inhale. Float the arms out to the side, turn the palms up, and then gather the hands up over the head. You can touch the palms. And then exhale, make a prayer position. Bend the knees and come to chair position, but really send your bum back. Yes. And then notice if your knees are come forward. And let's really concentrate on bringing the knees above the heels. And you might feel very light in the toes, but you'll get more work in the outer hips, the more your knees are on top of the ankles. Good. And then press the palms quite strongly and roll the chest open. Lift the navel. Yes. Take one more full breath in here. And then as you exhale, slowly keep that deep fold in the hips, Ali, as you roll forward and release the hands to the mat. And maybe the legs straighten. Okay, let's bend the knees forward. Inhale, either hands to the floor or to your shins, come up halfway. And then exhale, slowly straighten the legs as you release the head. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, bend the knees and send the chest forward. And then exhale, really squishy. Tip into your forward fold, beautiful. And then let's walk the hands forward into a plank. So pad all the way. All the way, all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. Yes. And we'll pause here just for a moment. So at any point, Sally, you can bring the knees down. Yeah, so I'll just have a look at you there. Gorgeous. So as you exhale, even exhale through the mouth, like you're blowing out some birthday candles. And at the very end of the exhale, feel that organic lifting and gathering of the navel and maybe even the pelvic floor. And then slowly from here, bend the knees and come back into down dog. Yes. Inhale, let's bring the feet together actually a little bit. And then lift the right leg up. Inhale, three-legged dog. And keep the hips kind of closed. And then exhale, bring the knee into the chest and step between the hands. Yes, good. Back heel quite lifted. And then left fingertips to the floor. And then let's send the right arm up into a twist. Yeah, and you could even bring your right hand actually to the outer right hip and encourage the hip to hug in and back a little bit whilst keeping the knee on top of the ankle. And then reach the arm back up. Take a full breath in as it arises. And exhale, sweep the right arm underneath the right thigh. Yeah, so bring the right foot, that's it, and round the spine and look towards the back foot and stay in that lunge as best you can. And then inhale, come back into your twist. Let's do that twice more. So exhale, hug and round, feel like the inner thighs are hugging in. Yes. And then inhale, open up. Last time, exhale, hug and round. Good. Inhale, reach up into the twist. And then do that front crawl. So reach the right arm up and over to the floor. And then slide that foot back into a plank position. And slowly bring the knees down. Point the toes and we'll come to the belly. So exhale, elbows brush back. See if you can keep the bum cheek moving towards the backs of the knees. Yes, slowly. Yes. And let's just do one cobra. So feet anchor down as you inhale. Float the chest up, maybe even hover the hands. Yeah. And feel as if you're tucking your wings in behind you a little bit. Good. Take one more full breath in. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes under. Strong push up through the hands. And then come back and then find yourself back into your down dog. Yes. Feet moving closer together. Inhale, reach up your left leg, hips closed. And then exhale, squeeze the knee in and step through. So you're finding that lunge. Yeah. Good. Right fingertips down. And let's first bring that left hand to the left outer hip and encourage the hip to squeeze in and down. And then arm up for the twist. Good, take a full breath in and then exhale, hand comes underneath the thigh and squeeze and round like you're hugging a big beach ball or something. And then inhale, open up. Twice more. Exhale, hug. Feel that deep pulsation as you round. And then inhale, open up. Last time, exhale. Hug round, pulse through the legs. Inhale, open, pause in that twist. And then find that front crawl. Right arm reaches up and over. Hand to the floor. Slide back plank. And your choice, Sally, to come down without the knees or come down with the knees. So use your exhale to initiate, but then take your time. Maybe a count of 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Oh, well done, well done. So this is serpentine cobra, which is really fun. So roll to your left, so press into your right hand and roll up to the right shoulder, then the left shoulder. And then you kind of just make it up as you go along. So you're rolling from one side to the other, rolling through the shoulders. And it's not really about doing anything really correctly. Just giving yourself a moment to explore through the upper back, using the strength of your arms a little bit. And all the while, the tops of the feet are glued to the floor. So see if you can make this cobra very slippery and slidey, like a slithery snake. And then maybe find your cobra pose. Perhaps you're pushing up a little bit higher, using the arm strength a little bit. So have a moment's pause, Sally-Ann, to feel the depth of your back bend, however that is for you, beautiful. And then exhale, slowly release. Tuck the toes under. Slide back into your bum to heels position, kind of like a mini child's pose. And then come into your down dog as and when you're ready. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then from here, inhale, sweep up your right leg. And exhale, step the right foot between the hands. So this is our warrior one moment. So you can separate, I'll bring the left foot out a little bit to the left. And then bring the heel down, so you're 45 degrees. And then bring your hands to the front thigh, come up. So I think it's like trying not to worry about being completely square. So maybe even allowing your hips to slightly shift a bit to the left, or give yourself more room. How are you feeling?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. So from here, let's bring the left hand behind the back and then do one of those little, I don't know what you call this.
It's a yoga voga.
Whirly dance. And then find the hands behind the back. Yeah. And soften the ribs back a little bit. Inhale, lift up. And then to exhale, feel the pelvis spill forward. And then see if you can find a diagonal lunge. So like the top elbow, armpit, hip, and back heel. So you're kind of weight bearing a lot through that front leg whilst really pinning that back heel down. Yeah, hug the right hip in and back. And then come back up. Inhale, lift through the chest. And we'll do that one more time. So exhale, hug that right hip back. Come into that diagonal reach. Right knee somewhere on top of the ankle. Beautiful, really nice. And then inhale, come back up. Good, and then release the hands down by the sides. Turn the palms forward like we did in that warm up. Inhale, reach and gather the arms over the head. Press the palms. And then exhale, reach the hands forward. Let the pelvis spill forward. Send your spine forward. Hands to the mat. Come into plank pose. And this time go straight to down dog for time's sake. Feet moving close. Inhale, left leg flies up. Exhale, hug the knee in, step through. And you can give your right foot out to the side a little bit, ground the heel, and then hands to front thigh, come up. So yeah, like I said, I quite like mine very wide to accommodate my pelvis. Yes, and then see if you can really put those feet down. And then take the right hand behind the back and then do one little dance, a little circular dance to the left arm, and see if you can find that meeting point. And the key here again is to make the rib cage a bit heavy. Take a deep breath in as it comes, and then exhale. Let this pelvis tip forward as you weight bear over that front leg, and suction that left hip into the center. Ground the back heel. And then inhale, come back up. We'll do that one more time. So exhale, send the hips forward, spine cascades forward, hug the hips in. Glue that back heel, yes. And then inhale, slowly come up. Oh. And then send the hands down, you can wriggle them out. Turn the palms back, so do that ugly pose. Bleh. It's blur, but it feels really nice. And then inhale, go the other way. Arms sweep up. You can touch the palms. And then exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Very nice. And step back into plank pose. Bend the knees and slide back into down dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then slowly pad the hands back to your feet. Find the hands to your sacrum again and slowly curl up, letting the head hang as you round all the way up to standing. Yeah, palms spin out to the side just to finish that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands ground. Good. And we'll finish off just the balance. So send your right foot forward. So step forward and lift off the back heel. And see if you can keep the right knee on top of the right heel, Sally, as you pitch forward. Yeah. And then play. Either you can stay here or start to descend into your warrior three. And again, notice if your weight is really onto the toes, and the challenge here as an exercise is to bring the weight on top of the heel without falling off like I did. And you can fly the arms out to the side if you've got room, or out at the back. Let's hold it here for 3. Puff up the lower back a little bit so you're not sinking into the low ribs. 2. And 1. And slowly come up and take a step back. And we'll stretch that out in a minute. Does that make sense? Hanging out on your heel rather than too forward.
Yeah, I'm always gripping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So step forward. So if you bring your weight, so as you move into your warrior 3, so if you can slightly, I kind of overdid it, overshot it, but if you bring a bit more weight back into the heel, it challenges the hip a little bit more, the outer hip. And then you can float the arms out to the side, or however you've got room in your space. And then again, lengthen the lower back, maybe even puff out the back ribs a little bit. Ooh, well done, well done. 3, 2, 1, and then slowly step back. Oh. And you have a little jiggle about. So I'm going to face you. So bring your weight into your right foot. Cross the left ankle on top of the right knee, and then like chair pose. You know the one. Sit up, and you can rest your hands on your legs or your heart position. Yeah. And then again, so you're stretching one side and strengthening the other. Bring weight into that heel again a little bit more without falling over. Oh. La 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 la. Yeah, I know. Good. Yeah, stick your bum back. Lovely. And then slowly come up. The other side. You can always touch the wall.
I promise I didn't have a wine before the class.
You've been on the juice. You've been on the sauce. Yeah, I know it's because you're bringing your weight into your heel, which I'm asking. So if we're doing that, bring a bit more weight forward with your torso, perhaps. Oh yeah, it's a wobbly one.
Yeah, I like it.
And then slowly come on up. Jiggle about. So we'll work down to the floor now. Good, let's roll down. I feel like we need a roll down. So as you exhale, let the head drop. Then the shoulders, upper back, and you're really giving space to the heart. Knees start to soften. As the arms dangle, very weighted, like you had weights hanging from your fingertips. And then as soon as the hands land, crawl out into tabletop. And plop we go. So from here, let's feed the right knee in front of the left, and then spread the feet out to the side, and then pop your bum down. How's that?
Nice.
Oh yeah. This used to be a happy place for me. Not so much anymore.
No.
Not so much. It's a good place, but it's not so happy as it used to be. And we'll mix up cow with eagle. So let's bring right arm on top of left and fold the forearms, that's it. And send the fingertips up for a moment. And then exhale, melt the fingertips and the elbows down. Again, fingertips up. Inhale and then exhale, elbows down. And then come through center. So send the elbows forward. Yeah. And then maybe take a really big expansive inhale into the back ribs, into the space between the shoulder blades. And then exhale, slowly release. You can roll out. So from here, as long as your knees are happy to do so, you can always unravel your knees first. Yeah. And then no muss, no fuss, straight to the other side. So left go in front, turn the toes out, pop your bum down. And you can always sit on a cushion, but you seem in all right place.
I'm happy on this side.
It's hey?
Yeah, not happy this side.
No, I was just thinking that. Yeah. Okay. So if one side is really not happy, you can always lengthen the underneath leg out.
Yeah.
We've got the left on top now.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to join you there. I know. The left on top of right.
Okay.
So inhale, lift the fingertips up. And exhale, drop the elbows down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. And then come through the middle. So forearms reaching forward. And you're really spreading your shoulder blades wide apart. One full breath in into the back ribs. And one full breath out. Good, and then slowly release. And as we're here, bring the feet to the floor, the legs to the floor. And then see if you can sit upright. You might need to bend the knees a little bit. Yeah, and then sweep the arms over the head. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale like you're pulling a bar down, like you're doing lat pulls. Yeah, as you really span the toes. Twice more. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms open. And then exhale, maybe through the mouth. And feel the navel sort of organically shift back a bit. And then inhale, rebound up. Last time, exhale, like you're blowing out your 100 candles. Inhale up. And then as you exhale, coming all the way forward. And you can land the hands to the shin, the floor, or the feet. Yeah. And then loop the shoulders back a little bit. And it can be nice to say a micro no with the head. And then micro yes. to encourage that that joint where the neck and the head meet to kind of let go a little bit. Yes. And slowly come all the way up. Okay, and then plant the feet to the floor. And you can roll down by tucking the tail. And at any point you need, Sally, if you wish to give yourself a bit more support, you can take the backs of the knees. And then once you land, let's bring the knees into the chest for a nice cuddle. And really let the back of the head kind of fall happily towards the floor. And have a little movement from side to side. And again, maybe the head rocks in opposition. Good. And then plant the feet down. So coming back into a bridge with a little difference. So feet down, hands by the sides. And then exhale, roll up into the bridge position, but without popping the ribs out. So keep the ribs heavy. And then this time, let's take an exhale and lift the right knee up and the shin parallel to the ceiling. Whoa. And then inhale, right foot down. And then we do the other side. So as you exhale, squeeze your bum quite a lot and float the left knee up in line with the hip, shin parallel. You can point your toes. And then inhale, lower down. And then see if you've got one more in you. Exhale, hover, lift right knee. Press firmly in that left foot. Inhale, lower down, last time. Exhale, ground right foot, float right left knee. Whoa. Inhale, come down. Take one more. Squeeze of the bum, lift up through the chest this time. And then slowly roll one vertebra at a time onto the floor. Good. Lovely. And then let's come into a happy baby. I'm getting back into my happy babies these days.
Oh, so good.
So you can come hands around the feet or hands around the shins or backs of the knees and have a little ripple, wibble, wibble side to side. Yeah. See if you can really lengthen out the lower back a little bit. If that means adjusting your hand position, then you can do that. And then slowly coming back to center. And if it's okay for you to just lift the legs up to the ceiling, how's that for you? If you need a wall, you can shift your legs to the wall, Sally. Won't be here for too long. Okay. And then bring the hands either to the belly or to the floor. And I know this is a hamstring thing as well, but if you can, have the knees bent, the ankles soft. So see if you can feel like you're a bit of seaweed, just sort of drifting on the ocean bed. So you're not trying to do anything in particular, just sort of see if you can let the legs kind of hang out. And again, I know that if your hamstrings are a little tighter, not so much hanging. Take one more full breath in wherever you're at. And then exhale, slowly bend the knees. So you can go for a Supta Baddha Konasana if you feel the need for that. If you want to bring the soles of the feet together for a moment, you can go there. And we're going to start to move into our laying down bit, the Shavasana. So you can take a couple of breaths in Supta Baddha Konasana. And then, if you would like, Salan, you can get yourself jumper and socks on if you want and move into your laying position. If you have a bolster or something under your knees, you could go for that as well. Yeah, socks are a must, I think, aren't they?
So cold.
And an electric blanket and everything. Ah, well done. Well done. So, taking a moment to notice if you need to do any little micro adjustments or little shifts to get you that much more comfortable. And then when you're ready, you can close the eyes. And become aware of the body in contact with the floor. So noticing the weight of your body meeting the floor underneath you. And there's a feeling of being really held and supported by the ground. And so you begin to tighten, unravel, let go a little bit of any holding that you control. So maybe encourage the hips to release. Maybe observe that natural rolling out of the thighs. Let the shoulder blades spread and rest down, and the back of the head to be heavy into the floor. And then from here, bringing your attention to your breath. Noticing the cool air as it moves in through the nose, back of the throat and down into the lungs as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, noticing the warmer air moving up and out through the nose into the space. Cool air moving in and down into the body as you inhale. And warm air moving up and out into the space around you as you exhale. Breath being drawn into the body. Breath being expelled out. And the body being breathed. One breath moves into the other breath. And you may even notice that there's a moment's pause at the end of each inhale and at the end of each exhale. And if the mind starts to wander or gets caught up in a story, bring it back, bless you, onto the sensations of the breath. And then beginning to tune in to the sounds you hear all around you. So noticing sounds that you can hear within the room. Maybe sounds that you're making, maybe the breath or the heartbeat. And you let these sounds simply land and dissolve without getting caught up on analysing the sounds. The sounds arising and then leaving. Once again, starting to notice your body and the shape your body's making on the mat. Start making little movements, maybe wriggles of the fingers and of the toes, maybe a light turn of the head from side to side. You can reach the arms up over the head and give yourself a nice big stretch. Yes. And then knees coming into the chest and rolling over to one side, and pause in a little ball just for a moment. And then blink the eyes open. Keep your eyes down to the floor as you make your way up into a seated position, wherever's comfortable for you. And then rest one hand on top of the other on top of the heart, and you can then close your eyes if that's comfortable. And let the weight of the arms drop the shoulders. And imagine as if the head was as light as a balloon, and the bowl of the pelvis was like the basket of this hot air balloon. So there's a feeling of the basket kind of being trailed down by this light balloon. You can even imagine as if the legs were tethering. They were like the ropes tethering the basket down to the floor as the crown, this hot air balloon, floats skyward. You have all this space in the middle. As if the shoulders and the body was hanging from the head. How would that feel? And then bring your attention to the energetic heart. Maybe giving yourself a little imaginary pat on the back for doing this for yourself. Sort of looking after yourself, nurturing yourself this evening. Hopefully that makes your light just that bit brighter for the rest of the week. So, with great respect and love, I honor my heart, my inner teacher. Om. Thank you, Sally.
Thank you, Rachel. It was really lovely.
So lovely to see you.
Nice to see you too. And take care of yourself and your lovely boys.
Yes, I will do. And I hope all is well.
Yes. We'll see you next month.
Let's hope next time we'll be like, we're free.
Yeah. See you later. See you. Oh no, you live miles away. Oh, okay.
Cuddle.
Yeah.
I would travel miles for a cuddle now. These
Oh,
days.
okay. One day. One day.
One day. I'll
Take
get
care of
the
yourself.
recording
Thank you so
soon.
much.
Pleasure. Bye, lovely.
Bye.